Greetings, demons, and welcome to Warhammer Weekly, episode 74. So, we do have a decent amount to talk about, some of which, unfortunately, doesn't have that much, in terms of actually details, but still a lot of stuff to talk about. No pickups this week, so we're going to jump straight into the topics right after this intro.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
So, starting off with some news about Prime. So, obviously, we know we're getting a Warhammer series, either starring or at least being produced by Henry Cavill, aka the most recent Superman actor, and, the Witcher actor as well, is probably the more relevant thing to talk about. But yeah, we do have some information about Warhammer 40k on Prime Video, and as I'm sure a lot of you already know, the Warhammer content that Henry Cavill is behind is going to be most likely 30k based, so this isn't news about that. This is instead going to be an episode based in the 40k universe, specifically based around Space Marine 2, for a new anthology series coming to Prime called Secret Level. This is going to be 15 episodes, all relating to a different popular video game franchise. Actually, some really cool stuff. I am planning on making a full video kind of breaking down the trailer and all the different games that are going to be represented. Just very fun stuff going on, but yeah, not going to get into too much detail on that, but essentially we are going to be getting one single episode in this anthology based around Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. So obviously going to be following Space Marines like most Warhammer content does nowadays. And yeah, honestly, from the trailer, I do recommend checking it out. Obviously, link in the description below as always. It looks good. It actually gets a lot of play. I've got a feeling it's one of the main trailers. One of the main episodes, or one of the first few, because it gets a lot of screen time in the trailer. And yeah, it looks excellent. We also have some screenshots in the article link below. And yeah, in general, it looks pretty good. It does appear to be kind of focusing on Ultramarines, as you'd expect. But yeah, it's cool that 40k is getting involved in this anthology series, and in general, I think this looks like a really cool thing coming out of Prime. And yeah, there's not really much else I can say about it. So yeah, that is the news about Prime Warhammer, which, yeah, it's unfortunate we don't have anything about the actual Prime series, Warhammer series on Prime coming out at some point in the future, but I'm sure it's just a matter of time before we actually get more stuff like that. And at least it shows that Prime, Amazon, are actually putting money into Warhammer content. It's really good to see. And yeah, in general, I'm very excited for the entirety of Secret Level. As I say, I'm going to make a full video later in the week going over, my thoughts, feelings, reaction, breakdown, all that kind of stuff of Secret Level based on the teaser trailer. But yeah, I believe this is going to be coming out in December. And yeah, looks really, really cool. But moving on to some proper Warhammer stuff, some actual Games Workshop news, we do now have our next free quote-unquote Warhammer Plus models, miniatures, whatever you want to call them, and this time is pretty interesting. So starting off with the 40k stuff, we do have Inquisitor Ostromandius, and this, first off, is a character I'm not familiar with. He may already exist in some form of lore somewhere, but yeah, this guy looks very interesting. So yeah, it's a pretty standard Inquisitor with some pretty heavy armor. Something we've definitely seen before, but definitely a cool, unique take on it. I love the robot arm especially. I think that's really cool. And yeah, in general, he's very well decorated. I think this would be a bit of a pain to paint in a lot of ways. There's a lot of very minute details on what will probably be a rather small model. But just like we saw with, was it last year or was it the year before with the AOS model, we are getting some extra models alongside the main character, and this time we have a Servo Skull, which is a new take on the Servo Skull. It looks to be a speaker unit, and I think that's pretty cool enough itself, even though it's just, Servo Skull is pretty basic, pretty simple model, but we also get I don't know what to call this thing, but some Xenos of some kind that has potentially been servitorized. I'm not really too sure what to make of it, but yeah, it definitely looks interesting. It's called a Stentor I-52, and the best way I can describe it, it looks like a Xenos assassin, is the best way I can describe it, but it's very much a servitor of some kind, and yeah, I'm really not too sure what to think of it in terms of what it is. It has the gazelle legs that go back on itself, the inverted knee thing, big speaker grill on its face. Like, it's a very interesting looking model. And yeah, the fact you get all three of these is excellent. Even if the server skull is only a minor thing, it's really cool to get these things together. And, if you're building your inquisitorial force, they recently released an article. I'm not going to talk about it in this video, but they did release an article going over, all the different things you can build an Inquisitor army to look like. And, yeah, this is just a great addition to that, having another named character who has a little bit of an entourage, just a very nice selection. And I think this will be the one that I get, just down to the fact that I like the Inquisition. Obviously, I play, I was about to say Black Legion. That's not correct. I play Deathwatch. That's what I was trying to say. And yeah, I technically do play Black Legion, but that's not related. I play Deathwatch, so obviously Inquisitor stuff is always good for me. And yeah, this is just a great set of models. And then moving over to the fantasy side of it, we do once again have an AOS set of models, and this time it is the Marshal Ashfield and Squire Udo. So once again, two models, and both of them are named. And yeah, it's two human characters. These are not as interesting to me. I do think they look good. There's a lot of details on both of them. I like how they both have the little revolver pistol and stuff. Squire Udo is like holding little bottles. He has a little tray in front of him. Very interesting details on him. He's covered in weapons, covered in tools. Very, very nice. And yeah, as a whole, I think this is a good selection. If you are an AOS fan, this is two really nice models. I'm sure they'll be very fun to paint. If, kind of suffering from the same issue as Ostramandius, of just being a little bit too decorated, maybe. But yeah, they look great. I think they are very, very cool models. There are going to be options as well. I believe there's a helmet option shown in one of the little promo arts. You do have a helmet option for Marshal Ashfield. And yeah, in general, I think this is just a really nice selection this time. In fact, if I was a fan of the fantasy side humans, I would definitely probably be getting both this time around. I'd be buying the Marshal Ashfield and Squire Udo pack. But yeah, Warhammer Plus is something that I've had for 3 years at this point, and yeah, I'm definitely going to be continuing my subscription and getting Inquisitor Ostramandius. It's an interesting name, but yeah, both of these are great. Marshal Ashfield and Squire Udo, great AOS models, and then my Inquisitor models, Inquisitorius models, just great to have. I love them. But yeah, that is really everything. So, of course, this won't take effect until your next pay cycle. So if you only just got Warhammer Plus, you'll get the current models, not these ones. You have to wait an entire year to get these ones. But yeah, if you're like me and have, I think I have a reset in November, I think is when I have to pay for it. I'll be able to get those models then, and I'm sure I'll cover those in a Warhammer Weekly when I do get them. But yeah, there we go. That's the new Warhammer Plus models for, well, I guess 2024, 2025, how they do it. And yeah, pretty cool, pretty neat, very nice selection. And the fact that it's so much plastic as well, really, really nice, especially compared to last time, where, both models were kind of minimal. If both nice, but they were both pretty minimal. So yeah, very, very good. And yeah, very much looking forward to getting my hands on Inquisitor Ostramandius. So, moving back over to regular 40k news with the new Blood Angels Combat Patrol. So, we've already seen all of these models, or the new models, should I say, revealed previously in the last few weeks. And yeah, now we know what the actual Combat Patrol is going to look like. And honestly, first impressions just from the image, it looks pretty good. But of course, we are going to be getting a Blood Angels Captain, which is the new version of the Blood Angels Captain, which is pretty good. You also get 10 Assault Intercessors, which are the old, the existing units. Should I say, not the old units. And I believe you are also going to get the Upgrade Sprue, the new one that was revealed 2 weeks ago, something like that. And then you also get 2 sets of 3 Sanguinary Guard. So 6 total Sanguinary Guard. This is the newest version of them, which is really good to see. And yeah, in general, this is a really good selection of units. Like, honestly, for anyone that isn't a Blood Angels player, this is, not very useful. You're not going to get much use out of the Sanguinary Guard if you're not playing Blood Angels. But at the end of the day, jump pack units, very useful. Like, having more intercessors, while most people already have way too many, I already have like 17 units. That is exaggeration. I have like 4, but you don't really need that many, especially if you're wanting to vary out your units and stuff. But yeah, having Assault Intercessors, having Sanguinary Guard, very, very good for Blood Angels players. And of course, getting a new captain, always nice. This is the kind of box that I would be interested in if I was wanting to start Blood Angels. And yeah, there's definitely more they could have added. I feel like the value may be a little bit low here, but overall, can't complain, especially when there is, 2 new units that are new, like new molds, new models. It is nice to see that stuff get put into the box, and yeah, I'm sure people are going to be pretty happy with this combat patrol, even if I say the value may not quite be there, but it will be a discount compared to getting them individually, so, as long as you're wanting some more intercessors, you're pretty much getting a good deal here. But yeah, that is the new combat patrol for Blood Angels. A little bit on the more boring side, but definitely a good addition for any Blood Angels players, especially because of the new units. But yeah, that leaves us with the final topic for the week, which of course is the Rumour Engine for the 20th of August 2024, and it's some sort of staff or some sort of bludgeon or some sort of machinery. I really don't know what to make of it, but it looks very techy. Could be something for, well, really anything 40k, I would say, but definitely leaning more Imperium. And yeah, it looks interesting enough. I would almost say this could be some sort of like machinery in terms of like it could be like a pylon of some kind. It's hard to say for sure with this close up of an image, but yeah, it definitely looks interesting. Got little bolts on it, just different components, stuff attached together. Looks interesting enough, and I'm sure whatever model is attached to it is going to be pretty cool. But yeah, there's not really much I can say about it. It looks interesting, but kind of a nothing burger, so to speak. But yeah, that is everything for the Rumour Engine. And that means we have gone over everything for the week. So that is going to be everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe for new content, and ring the bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, comment below thoughts and feelings about any of the topics discussed today. Tell me what you think of the new Warhammer Plus miniatures. I think they're pretty cool. I, think, honestly, if I was a fan of AOS humans, that like the Marshal and Squire is pretty good. Like, they are definitely customizable as well if you want them in a different setting, if you want them to be, any number of other things. Like, if you want to modify them into, 40k units for maybe the Inquisition or something, that is an option. But yeah, for me, with my heart in 40k very, very much, Inquisitor Ostromandius, I'm not going to be able to say that name very much, is definitely the choice for me. And at the end of the day, you're getting 3 models compared to AOS's 2. AOS's 2 full name models. I know that's different, but yeah, I definitely prefer the 40k offerings this time around. But let me know what you think in the comments below, as well as if you're planning on checking out the new Prime show, and yeah, anything else that you want to talk about. But yeah, that's going to be it from me, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Look at the screen,